Nothing Like the Sun is the second solo studio album by English singer-songwriter Sting. The album was originally released on 13 October 1987 on A&amp. The album explores the genres of pop rock, soft rock, jazz, reggae, world, acoustic rock, dance rock, and funk rock. The songs were recorded during March-August in 1987 in sessions that took place at Air Studios in Montserrat, assisted by record producers Hugh Padgham, Bryan Loren, and Neil Dorfsman. It features a number of high-profile guest guitarists, including former Police member Andy Summers, Eric Clapton, Mark Knopfler, and Hiram Bullock, and is generally regarded as the culmination of the smoother, more adult-oriented sound of Sting's early work. On release, the album was received favorably by the majority of music critics, and in 1989, the album was ranked number 90 on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 100 best albums of the 80s. We'll Be Together, Be Still My Beating Heart, Englishman in New York, Fragile, and They Dance Alone were all released as singles. It won Best British Album at the 1988 Brit Awards. In 1989, the album received 3 Grammy nominations, including Album of the Year, while the album's second single was nominated for Song of the Year and Best Male Pop Vocal Performance. Album title. The title comes from Shakespeare's sonnet number 130, which Sting used in the song Sister Moon. He added that his inspiration for this was a close encounter with a drunk, in which Sting quoted the sonnet in response to the drunk's importunate query, "How beautiful is the moon?" Production and recording. The album was influenced by 2 events in Sting's life. First, the death in late 1986 of his mother, which contributed to the somber tone of several songs, and second, his participation in the Conspiracy of Hope tour on behalf of Amnesty International, which brought Sting to parts of Latin America that had been ravaged by civil wars, and introduced him to victims of government oppression. They Dance Alone was inspired by his witnessing of public demonstrations of grief by the wives and daughters of men missing in Chile, tortured and murdered by the military dictatorship of the time, who danced the cueca by themselves, with photos of the loved ones pinned to the clothes. Be Still My Beating Heart and The Lazarus Heart approach the subjects of life, love and death. Elsewhere on the album, Englishman in New York, in honor of Quentin Crisp, continues the jazz-influenced music more commonly found on Sting's previous album, as does Sister Moon. Release and chart performance. The album's first single and biggest hit, We'll Be Together, sported a prominent dance beat and funk overtones. It reached number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in late 1987 and even crossed over to the A&amp charts. The album also inspired a Spanish-Portuguese counterpart, the 1988 mini-album Nada Como El Sol. It featured 4 of the songs from the album sung in either Spanish or Portuguese, and in the case of Fragile, both languages. The Brazilian CD edition of Nothing Like the Sun also contained Fragile in Portuguese as the 10th track. 3 years after its initial release on both the album and in single form, Englishman in New York was remixed in mid-1990 by Dutch producer Ben Lee Brand, apparently to increase Sting's commercial viability after a 2-year absence from the charts. Providing a stronger dance beat, as well as an extended introduction, the song was a hit in clubs and reached number 15 in the UK pop charts. The maxi single also included a dance remix of If You Love Somebody as a B-side. Sting's most commercially successful solo album, it went on to peak at number 1 in 3 countries, including the UK. According to the RIA, the record sold over 2 million copies in the US, and in the UK, the album sold over 300,000 copies, and was certified platinum. Worldwide, the album has sold over 4 million copies. Nothing Like the Sun was one of the first fully digital audio recordings to achieve multi-platinum status. It is also Sting's biggest-selling album yet, with worldwide sales of 11 million copies as of 1997. Critical reception. Nothing Like the Sun has consistently been praised by critics. In a review for Rolling Stone, Anthony D. Curtis wrote, quote, "Nothing Like the Sun represents impressive growth for Sting. His voice is rich, grainy and more mature, his ideas are gaining in complexity, and musically he is stretching without straining. His mistress's eyes may be nothing like the sun, but on this fine new album Sting's intrepid talent shines on brightly." Quote, in 1989, the album was ranked number 90 on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 best albums of the 80s. AllMusic editor Stephen Thomas Erlewine cited the track "We'll Be Together" as a highlight, while praising the album as a whole, writing, "If Dream of the Blue Turtles was an unabashedly pretentious affair, it looks positively light-hearted in comparison to Sting's sophomore effort. Nothing Like the Sun, one of the most doggedly serious pop albums ever recorded." Erlewine added, "If Nothing Like the Sun runs a little too long, with only his Gil Evans-assisted cover of Little Wing standing out in the final quarter, it still maintains its tone until the end, and noted that it's one of his better albums." Quote, in a mixed assessment, Chicago Tribune critic Greg Kot felt that Sting's nuanced singing and literate lyrics are weighed down by ponderous music. Track listing. All songs written and composed by Sting, except where noted. B-sides: Ghost in the Strand, Ellis Danson Solas, If You There, Conversation with a Dog, Someone to Watch Over Me, Up from the Skies. Singles: 1987, We'll Be Together, number 7 US. 1988, Be Still My Beating Heart, number 15 US. 1988, Englishman in New York, number 84 US, number 51 UK. 1988, Fragile, number 70 UK. 1988, They Dance Alone, number 94 UK. 1990, Englishman in New York, number 15 UK. Personnel: Sting, lead vocals, bass guitar, guitar on History Will Teach Us Nothing, and Fragile. Manu Katché drums, Kenny Copeland keyboards, Mino Sinaloos percussion, vocoder, Branford Marsalis saxophone, Andy Newmark additional drums, Gil Evans and A&amp his orchestra on Little Wing, Hiram Bullock guitar on Little Wing, Kenwood Dennard drums on Little Wing, Mark Egan bass guitar on Little Wing, Andy Summers guitar on The Lazarus Heart and Be Still My Beating Heart, Eric Clapton guitar on They Dance Alone, Fareed Hack guitar on They Dance Alone, Mark Knopfler guitar on They Dance Alone, Ruben Blades spoken Spanish on They Dance Alone, Ken Hellman piano on The Secret Marriage, Rena Gaia background vocals, Vesta Williams background vocals, Dolette MacDonald background vocals, Janice Pendarvis background vocals, Annie Lennox background vocals on We'll Be Together. Certifications, charts.